My brother. No blame to you, Pit Shuffle. You did what had to be done. But it is sad that McMorn became so twisted.
How touching. Well, Kalish, I must admit I didn't think I'd need to deal with you again. Will you destroy me, too?
Notice her little angry face now on her portrait?
Yeah. Also, became twisted? He had a goatee! Come on!
If need be, not for revenge, but to protect myself.
Well, presumably he wasn't born with a goatee.
I suppose.
Let me warn you. The guards of the castle are totally loyal to me. All your personal guards were sent to Hightower to investigate Tir Branwy and rescue you, if possible. If you slay me, there will be civil war. The captain of my guard will rule and hold this castle against your men. Many will die.
Mother, what have you done?
Will you submit and rule as my puppet?
Why didn't she do this when the old king was alive? I still want to know that.
Yeah, that really would have worked, too.
Why not just kill me?
I don't want my sons dead. I merely want things done my way. And with McMorn gone, I need your figurehead. Will you submit?
A woman who says she doesn't want her sons dead. I don't see very much grieving at that pile of bones there on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't do it, sire.
No, stop. Come back.
I must. Unless you have a spare army lying around, my mother has arranged things so that none here are loyal to me. We can't defeat her entire guard.
Did someone say spare army?
It's the cavalry.
Laney!
Laney de Summers? What are...
Evening, gentles. Sire, I've come on Pid's behalf and yours to pledge the De Summers cavalry and footmen for my king. They're waiting out in the courtyard, lances and bows aimed at the Queen Mother's guardsmen. Their captain has ordered her men to lay down their arms.
When did Laney learn Pitt's name?
Well, yeah. She never did.
Well, Mother?
You've won, boy, haven't you? Don't gloat. Just throw me in the dungeon.
The dungeon? Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. The Queen's down there.
And it's the entirely unvoiced end now. Nothing to do but just sit back and watch.
You'd think they could just go that little extra effort.
But that little thing about having recovered all the treasures of the land, that got added because I found all those little scattered bits of worthless junk treasure stuff.
That's a nice reward.
Yeah, but the guy's like 30. And Pitt's, I don't know, 25?
Well, remember, he's a shifter, so we don't know how long he's gonna live. I mean, you talked about that before.
Right, so that just adds even more questions. Also, gotta love the knock bishop there. Ooh, perfect score.
Excellent. Rank of king.
So what do you think of the game?
That was an interesting adventure in the past, for sure.
A few plot holes there near the end, though. You gotta admit that.
Perhaps they were getting sort of as tired of the whole extremely confusing plot twist as Some other people were.
Yeah, just think of that in the future, though. One day, the grand land of Grand Kalahak shall be ruled by King Pid.
Well, I suppose they would call him King Shuffle, but that's not any better.
His son after him shall be named Pid II.
Wow. You can't help but wonder if, they will just be deliberately embarrassing to just make your hero as wimpy sounding as possible.
I don't know, maybe they were just trying to add as much contrast as they could to the traditional main character, King Kalash. I mean, aside from gender, there's really little more difference they could have put between Pid Shuffle and King Kalash. I mean, there's the commanding voice versus happy to do it, sire.
Yeah.
There's the standing, of course. Persecuted minority living in wooden shacks versus the king.
Here's the sound. Here's the people you get to thank for those wonderful noises when you die.
Those were some wonderful noises, especially in the CD version, with all of the crunching and bone-smacking action that we got. That's pretty much just the CD version.
So yeah, if any of you in the thread want to do a little bit extra so you can see where any of those people are now, if they've contributed anything meaningful and squishy to a modern game, I'd love to know.
Or any of these actors' names, for that matter. Oh hey, the guards in the Slaith and Nipatan, they have individual names. Ranko and Gar.
There's the butterfly sprites.
Butterfly King. So the that gets its own voice credit.
And the gurgle noise has its own voice credit.
That is awesome. Oh man.
I was not expecting that.
I don't know if I've even seen these credits all the way through before now.
Game manual. There's the person right there to blame for the vine thing.
Also provided several of the voices, if you noticed earlier.
So it looks like they did what a lot of older games did, and didn't hire any voice actors. Just, who's hanging around the office today?
Yeah, like for instance, the voiced version of King's Quest V, something I remember, is that Lorianne Cole, the person most responsible for the Quest for Glory series, she provided the voice of the Ice Queen in King's Quest V.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I know, even though it's not an adventure game, the Command & Conquer series, the guy who did Kane, Joe Duncan I believe, was just some guy at Westwood, and is now, synonymous with one of the most popular RTS games.
He was an awesome some guy as around the office as that Kane. Looks like it's time to say goodbye, though. This has been Bobbin Threadbare.
And this was Ludwig.
And this was Dragonsphere.